and well met. I am Mr. Eager DM at your service, and my friends and I welcome you to our live stream Dungeons and Dragons broadcast presented by Lawful Stupid RPG. Tonight, we have for your viewing and listening amusement and amazement Trapped by Hope, our playthrough of the module Descent into Avernus, with more descending, more Avernusing, and more inning and toing than you'll find in any other D&D stream.
It's out of the Avernus and into the fire.
Yeah, that's right. So, with us around the virtual table, we have Arkhan the Cleric, Rim the Ranger Paladin, Silas the Paladin Fighter, Jax the Rogue, and Zelmira the Monk. Unfortunately, our wizard is ill today and craves your indulgence while he rests. And we also have other real life going on today. Persephone will hopefully join us soon, but she has a very important real world work thing that must be completed. It is time sensitive. She will join us as she is able. However, for those of you who are here now, welcome, players. Friends, it is time. I extend my hand, inviting you to step with me into fantasy. Release your hold on that which you know to be true, and let imagination rule for the next few hours. Last time, Conscript Group 14 plotted and planned their attack on Arkhan the Cruel from within the depths of the Archfiend Bel's volcanic lair. They eventually decided to confront their quarry at the shrine to Tiamat, the supposed entrance to where the Dragon Queen herself is contained. The drow warlock Islin Mizonre sought to entice Typhon to abandon his companions and return with her to the prime material. When he refused, she agreed to come with the adventurers, taking upon herself the task of enacting Bel's promised help when the time for their battle with Arkhan arrives. Setting out once again across the wasteland of Avernus in their infernal machine, they traveled around the northern edge of their visible map. During their rest, a colossal worm burrowed under their magically created shelter, causing it to fall into a nest of undead below. As they became surrounded, they used all the magic tricks they had to fly and teleport away, narrowly escaping the clutches of the Devourer, one of the Demon Lord Orcus's most hideous servants. Returning to the surface of Avernus, they sped away from the area and recamped, attempting to find sleep again. While we're at that, everyone who is hoping to get a good night's sleep, so this will be everybody except for Silas and Typhon if he was here, because they have the last watch. Go ahead and roll a wisdom saving throw to see whether or not you are able to find sleep again after this harrowing experience.
Before people want to do that, Pixie's just spent 600 gold for a D20 inspiration.
Good.
If you would like to see who gets
right
that.
off the bat. Who
Thank you
gets
very much,
stuff?
Pixie,
Me.
Jax, or Typhon?
Jax or Typhon, do either of you have
No,
inspiration? All right, well then let's do a roll-off.
well, Typhon's not here.
Oh,
No! Oh no!
that's true. He's not here.
Jax!
Yours,
Jax!
And Alias just gifted 300 bits as well, so that's D6.
Oh, wow.
Also, for what it's worth, because my computer dilemma, I tried to install the extension for Roll20. I don't think it's gonna work. So I'm
Okay.
gonna use my actual
Use your
cracking
actual
dice.
dice. Awesome. So Silas's, or Alias Prime's gifted inspiration goes to Falcon. Falcon, you have a D6 to add to some roll this evening. Bear it in good health. Rim, with a 9, your sleep is troubled.
Sounds
One
legit.
moment, please. All right, we are so close. So I rolled a 19. I just need to double check my modifier. And so
19
you said
is
it
more than
was
enough to succeed.
Was it a wisdom save though?
Yes, it was.
23.
My goodness. Falcon, you have saved. Jax, you have saved. Everyone saved except for Rim.
Great.
So Jax, you are able to nuzzle down into whatever serves as your bedding. Do a little sort of turn around in a circle a couple of times. And then fall down. Falcon, you do the same. Rim, however, and Silas, the watch is yours, and we will come to that at a later point. But we're gonna go with what Rim dreams about at first. You close your eyes, and you're back there.
That's pretty much the noise I'm making.
Back in that space, reliving every moment of your life, except horribly perverted, changed, tragically changed grotesquely. Every inch of horror and despair and self-loathing wrung out of every moment of your life, over and over and over again. Now that you're here, you can't help but wonder if you are merely imagining being out of the soul coin. The things you've experienced since being released, maybe they were all in your head, maybe you were always here. What do you do?
What am I experiencing at this moment?
By the time you got to the end of your treatment in the soul coin, it was one continuous loop of myriad images just rising up and falling down, morphing around themselves. It is very hard for you to determine what it is you're seeing, and you're almost too afraid to focus, but you can if you wish.
Can I pinch myself? Do I feel it?
You pinch yourself and you feel something. And you hear a voice.
Are you coming?
Lulu?
Don't want to stay here.
I immediately try to run to the voice.
Come on.
Rip runs to Lulu.
And she leads you away from this place. And to a beautiful scene. One that you remember. This was where your soul visited briefly before returning to the real world. Beautiful valley forested with silver trees and a large mountain in the distance that sparkles like crystal. Looking up, the beautiful sky extending to the horizon, but above you, almost a mirror version of where you are standing. Although, whereas this world is arboreal and pristine and idyllic, the one above seems more tempestuous, more violent, more primal. And you see Lulu about 100 feet away, sort of chasing butterflies and small furry creatures in and out of tufts of grass and flowers in a meadow. And sitting on the hill next to you, you see a very, very old-looking man.
Well, it's good to see you again, Sonny.
Do I recognize him from my journey in the ox cart back in Baldur's Gate?
Yes, indeed, yes. Back in Baldur's Gate.
It's good to see you.
Having a bit of trouble, are you?
I'm having a difficult time reconciling my fear with my faith, Father.
Well, those are big problems. Tell you what, you help me with one of my problems, and maybe I can help you with one of yours.
The problem I'm attempting to help you with is the greatest part of my fear.
Oh, no. I just need help gathering up all my birds. They've gotten away again.
Points, and you see little yellow canaries hopping around in the in the meadow down below, and you could see Lulu kind of chasing them and trying to catch them, but of course she has no hands, so she's not doing a very good job of it.
Of course. And
I'll just wait here. You go. Have at it.
can I cast spells in the dream realm, Sean?
You could try.
I'm gonna cast Goodberry.
Okay.
And
Oh, hey, that's a really good idea.
I'm going to cast it a few times over and set piles in small nest-like areas.
All right, well, one by one, you see canaries finding the various piles you've collected, and Lulu sort of comes up and flutters next to you and says,
I didn't think of that. You're very smart.
Sometimes, Lulu. And he'll reach out a hand to gently caress her trunk.
How are you?
I'm scared, Lulu. I'm scared I'm going to fail my friends. I'm scared I'm going to fail you.
Oh, those are big things to be frightened of.
You have encountered so much. How did you face your fear?
I forgot a lot about it for a really long time. I wouldn't recommend it. I thought I was happy when I'd forgotten it, but even though a lot of what I've remembered is terrible, I'm glad I did. I remember it all now, and a lot more makes sense.
And are you okay with the memories?
I am. There's still a lot to do. Probably more pain. And a lot more fighting.
He just nods solemnly. Can I send a message to everyone from you?
I hope that everyone is enjoying... That's a tough one.
I didn't mean to catch you off guard, Lulu. I'm
No,
sorry.
it's okay. Well, I miss everybody.
We miss you.
And there's someone I really want you all to meet. And I hope you
Who?
can. I don't think I should tell you yet.
When it's time, we
When it's
will.
time. And you should get Papa Tarragon back his birds.
Yes. Yes. And if they are amenable to such things, let's see. I'm trying to think if I have anything else prepared that I could do to. I don't have
You
to
see
speak
the
with
birds are
anyone.
all hopping around a lot less spryly now that they have got very full bellies.
That's
You see
true.
one kind of try to fly up and just sort of come down.
I will gently collect them as I can and
All right,
return them to Puppeteer.
1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 10. You bring these canaries back to Papa Tarragon, and there's a cage next to him, and you gently put them back in, and he closes them.
That's much better. Thank you. It's difficult to keep a track hold. But now, is the problem I can help you with, Sonny?
You know the task we face next.
Yeah, I might know something about that.
Yes. Any
Daunting task, a terrible battle.
trust in my friends for the battle to come. What scares me is what I must do after.
What is that exactly?
Destroy the hand.
Some sort of mandate from on high, is it?
Rim smiles and plays along with the game. Yes.
You know, if I was old, what's his name, Bobby Butt, I would be more pleased with the faith you showed during your time in that horrible place than I would be with whether or not you're able to enact his divine will.
This catches Rim off guard, and you see him looking very contemplative about that statement.
The gods, they have their needs, they have their embodiments. But every now and then, they forget what it might mean to really live. I'm sure what he wanted you to do, or what he still wants you to do, is important, but if you find that you can't, don't ever let that make you feel like you have failed him.
Wise. Thank you, Papa Tarragon.
Don't mention it. He puts his hand out and sort of squeezes your arm. Says, You're coming along nicely, boy.
Hell is a good training ground, I suppose.
Well, what do you know? If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Is that the saying?
Sounds like a good song.
You have a good rest now, Rim.
Thank you, Papa. And he'll just sit next to the birds and watch Lulu play until the vision fades.
And it does. And thanks to divine intervention, you're able to receive a full night's sleep
Oh, yay.
and get your long rest. Cyrus. You, Typhon, and Eastlin. You, Typhon, and Eastlin sit in the newly cast tiny hut. Typhon is poring over a book that you've never seen before. It has a black cover covered with softly glowing runes. He barely spares a glance out the wall for any sort of determination of what might be around you. Go ahead and make a perception check if you don't mind, please. Hope you roll well.
I'm adjusting my dice, but a perception check today will be a 16.
Yes, all right. So, as you're sitting there, you notice two things. First, there is still a distant rumble that you could hear, but not feel, thanks to what Tiny Hut affords you. But it is distant, and while it makes you nervous for a moment, you're confident that you don't have anything else to fear, at least as long as it remains that far away. You also notice that Typhon is singularly engrossed in this book, more so than you've ever seen him before. And After about an hour of sitting in relative silence, all of a sudden he opens his eyes wide and disappears, and the book closes and lands in the spot where he was sitting.
Well, that's not very good.
Eastlyn holds up her hand and says, I'm not sure, but I think that is on purpose. That book has... Well, it gives him access to a great deal other books, but he has to actually physically be there. I'm sure he'll be back before too long.
I suppose lacking Typhon himself, I have to trust your rather intimate knowledge of his whereabouts, don't I?
Oh, that would be wise. Certainly don't see anyone else being a friend to him down here.
Neither do I. And I'm looking right at you.
What is it that you see, I wonder?
The world may never know.
How delightfully cryptic. Would you care to know what I see when I look at you?
Oh, by all means.
Fear.
Yes, darken my mood, I knew you would, rather than enlighten anything.
I would, but honestly, why try? You've been a thorn in everyone's side. Every single time I've seen you. I don't know if I've ever heard you say a kind word once. I don't know much about Vandria Gilmadrith, but she must be a real sourpuss.
She must be. In fact, she is. To your reckoning. Let it be known to you that every elf that is stricken by a blade or feels pain is transferred to her, especially in service of killing dark elves.
So
And
why
all
do you
the
suffer my
pain-
presence at all?
All the pain that they bring to the fair folk. But you, of course, have other targets. You have decided to make Typhon's life so much better at every step of the way. Why, I don't know if I've seen you make anyone's life better with your presence.
I don't hear Typhon
Sometimes.
complaining.
Sometimes people refuse to see how bad something is until it completely destroys them. Sometimes people don't have the wisdom to see that something, a situation, or a person is eating them alive until it's too late to make their situation better. And then there are the enablers and the toxic people who simply dance while good people burn. Have you made any deals with devils lately?
Not lately. Generally find that just the one is the best way to go about things. How about you?
Not lately. But I only had one soul to give. You, starting off with none. Perhaps you amassed quite the collection of soul coins in your time. Perhaps you have so many souls to barter with.
Sometimes I don't know what I see more in you. Fear, or just blind ignorance.
Just remember
She sort of
this.
turns away, but you can continue.
Just remember this as I speak to her back. Healthy relationships don't drag people down. They lift you up. think about what you're doing to Typhon, and if he could do better.
She is silent.
I stick my tongue out her. It's a special elvish curse, you know. It's like the evil eye, but sillier.
Zelmira.
Just before I forget.
Oh, go ahead.
We had Alias pay 600 gold pieces for a D20 inspiration, and Pixie donated 1,000 bits for a healing potion.
Good lord. All right, so D20 inspiration goes to... not me.
It's Jax again. I'll have 2.
Jax again. No, it's not going to be Jax. It's not going to be Typhon. It's going to be Zelmira.
Hey!
Congratulations.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And there's
And
a healing
potion,
potion
you
as well,
say?
yeah.
Love it. Thank you,
Let's
guys.
see here. Healing potion of what? Strength. Oop.
Super duper strength.
Super duper.
Duper strength.
Ba-dupa.
No, I have rolled a 2, which means that it's a regular strength.
Ooh.
And it is going to go to Badoop. The DM.
That happened last time with the healing.
That's
Wait a minute.
useless to you. That is useless to you.
I gotta fix that mic. I gotta fix that macro. That's what I need to do.
Typhon's not here. It's going to go to Persephone. Persephone, you have a regular healing potion. Potion O healing in your pack.
Oh, she can add that to her inventory. Awesome.
And everything.
Also, with Typhon gone, does the hut go down?
Does the what?
Does the hut go down?
The tiny hut.
Indeed it does. So
Wait, is he gone or like
Is
just
he
not talking
disappeared?
right now?
he
Gone.
disappears and the hut
They're
goes
freaking kidding
away.
me.
And those of you who are asleep sort of squirm and feel uncomfortable out here in the heat, but you remain asleep. And that conversation that you and Eastlyn had, Silas, was on the very ground of hell itself. Quite a long time since you've spent any part of a rest, not in Tiny
Well,
Island.
I'll be remembering her pointed words for some time. Her attack was very effective.
It was very effective.
Zelmira, you sleep. And you find yourself within a memory, a vision, a message. So hard to know, but you're back in Infernal Rapture. You are preparing for your day, assembling the various oils and perfumes, towels and cushions that are your trade as a masseuse here in this spa that incongruously exists in hell. Belisandra comes and knocks on the door and says, "You've been booked for the whole day in the Celestial Suite."
May I inquire as to who has booked the day?
You may, but I believe he wants to keep it a surprise. And she winks. And as she says this, and as you think, the part of your brain that is still conscious, you remember this day in particular. This was exactly 1 year to the day that you lost your brother, Artem.
Okay.
You head...
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that Zelmira takes a heavy sigh, thinking that she likely knows who is about to greet her in the suite, and readies her supplies that she can take with her and heads there.
All right, you open the door, and you've been in the suite briefly a few times, but it is beautiful, but gaudy, tacky. It's a little too pastel, a little too bright, especially for your current mood. There's a large bed covered with cushions. There's a small gaming table, if that's the sort of thing that you're interested in doing. There is a magnificent bathtub that you must climb to going up stairs, marble staircase, and then there's a golden fence around the bathtub. And lying on the bed, reclining nonchalantly, you see Smiler. Surprise!
Said reclining nonchalantly, and I 100% knew it was Smiler. Just want to throw that out there.
Oh my god. Hello again, Smiler. And Zelmira goes to the corner of the room where she can begin preparing herself for the task of her day.
Now. There's none of that. Today's not a working day. Today's a playing day. It's a day to celebrate. I know that mortals place special significance on anniversaries of things, and, well, I bet you'd forgotten, but I didn't. This has been exactly 1 year since your brother died. Congratulations.
Smiler.
Oh, I nearly forgot. And he claps his hands, and being wheeled in by a couple of servants is a large, very expertly crafted bust of Artem as a cake.
Mm.
Do you like it?
Could you... And Zelmira runs and gathers a throw or something. I'm guessing, I envisioned kind of like a silk, like a piece of silk.
Sure, there's numerous...
They're everywhere. So
right,
she
yes.
yanks one, tosses it over at the cake. She can't even look at it because it is so expertly crafted that it is almost as if Artem's likeness is real.
Interesting. Some sort of tradition? Do we reveal it and sing a song?
I feel sick. And Zelmira, she feels lightheaded and kind
you
of
should lie
sits
down.
I'll sit. Thanks.
Fine.
She sits on the bed and she's having like quivering breaths, trying to catch her breath, clearly about to kind of hyperventilate, go into a panicked emotional state.
You're so happy you can't speak.
No. Smiler, what made you think this was a good idea? Have you ever lost?
It was an idea that I had, and they're usually good.
Can I ask in what way you meant for this to have been taken?
Well, I knew that a certain somebody was in town and very keen on spending some unquality time with you, if you catch my drift. So I made sure that I had enough funds to book you for the entire day, because I knew that you wouldn't want to be dealing with that on this special day. And I thought, well, while I'm at it, why not make it more special? So here we are in the Celestial Suite, and there's your brother as a cake. He's never looked better. Are you upset?
Yes.
Huh.
Not at you. Not at you. Sorry. Whoop. Not at you. Not at you being here and taking the space that most certainly, I assume you're referring to Ragadaga, but
Oh, the raggiest daggy that ever was.
can't argue with that. I appreciate you know how in this last year I've really grown to appreciate that you do that for me. And
I do, and that's why I wanted to reciprocate and show you how much I appreciate that you appreciate me. I have very much enjoyed talking to you, or talking while you listen. Pretty much is what we do here. But I apologize. Is this not? I admit I am a little iffy when it comes to mortals and their traditions. And it's been a while since I've even had to think about it. So maybe I got something wrong?
And Zelmira is visibly holding back tears. I understand what you were trying to do, and I appreciate the gesture. Cakes ordinarily are reserved for happy occasions,
I knew
and
it.
the anniversary of my brother's death is not a happy occasion for me.
Ah,
Can
interesting.
Can you-
See, now I thought that the knowledge that you had survived on your own, without your brother, for a year, would be something to be happy about. To be honest, I was wrong.
I would like you to can that be removed, please?
It can, absolutely. You don't want even just a taste of it. It's really good.
I don't relish the idea of
understand.
cutting
problem-
into my.
Just take it away, please. Thank you. And the cake is wheeled out. He said, I mean, this is nice and all, but if you prefer something else, you could always whip up a little magic and make it look however you want.
I prefer a drink.
I understand completely. Just so happens that there is quite a large selection of beverages of various powers and flavors here. How big a drink?
Large.
Right you are. And he prepares you a very large drink. It's got some fizziness to it. Couple of pieces of maybe cinnamon toast cereal floating in a little private joke. Sorry. Private joke between me. He prepares for you a very large, very powerful drink. And goes over by the window and looks out. You get the impression there's a bit of a seascape out there. Looks out.
Zelmira has been nursing this drink, and something that she wanders over to where Smiler is after kind of taking a moment for herself to recalibrate, as it were. But as she's walking over, she's marveling at the cereal pieces that seem to not have disintegrated at all in some strange way, as if by some strange alchemy. And she walks over and stands next to Smiler and, well, that kind of tasted like a cake.
Right?
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, think nothing of it. So, an entire day to do whatever you want, provided that it stays in this room, of course. Any ideas?
Having had the drink and feeling a little more at ease, and therefore also her inhibitions are lowered, feeling more able to communicate her feelings freely. Zelmira looks out at the seascape and says, I'd like to talk about my brother. The good times.
How could...
The times
Oh, a
that...
moment ago, you didn't want to even look at him.
So, often on days like this, the anniversary of the passing of a loved one, for example, the celebration has less to do with spectacular displays via cake or otherwise, and more to do with remembrance. I can't speak for every mortal, but I speak for myself when I say that's how I'd like to spend this day.
Remembrance. That's a difficult thing for me to do. I spent so much of my life not remembering that, well, I forget that it's important to other people. By all means, if you would rather talk today and I will listen, I think that's only fair, considering how much you've listened to me.
Yes, I would like that. And Zelmira extends her empty glass to Smiler and looks knowingly at the glass as if to imply she would like a
Fills your
refill.
glass. And you spend the better part of this day drinking and telling Smiler about your brother. And to his credit, he does not interrupt very much. He listens. And when you're finished, he has a confused look on his face. These things you speak of, they remind me of something. But, gone. Completely burned away by the flames of hell. I wonder if I should be sad. I suppose it doesn't matter. I'm not. I do have another request, though. This remembering thing that you're doing, it's kind of neat. If you ever should receive word that something terrible has happened to me, in a no doubt amazingly glorious, perhaps tragic, but yet noble end of my existence, would you be so kind as to spare a few memories? If you have them to spare, that is.
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Well, what does one do after one has become incredibly drunk and spoken about their loved ones on the anniversary of their death?
Takes a nap.
Well?
And Zelmira curls up on one of the oversized cushions, almost like a cat with her tail coming around the front in a fetal position, and just is immediately out.
And your vision, your dream, what have you, fades, and you receive a good night's sleep. So, Silas, back to you, sir. As the watch ends and this conversation between you and Eastland devolved into silence. You gazing out over the plains of Avernus, the heat and the wind and the grit, it's causing your eyes to burn and water, and things begin to shimmer and fade. You close your eyes and you open them up again, and you are back in Luskan. A hot day. The sun is only halfway towards its zenith, and the air above the cobblestones is already shimmering. In a shaded alleyway, two women work to repair wooden crab traps. One of them bears a striking resemblance to Elila. Same dark hair, same knowing eyes, a barely hidden sardonic smirk. The other one is also familiar. You remember her from the previous vision. A small, slight, waifish, red-haired woman with pale skin and even paler eyes. She adjusts her wide-brimmed hat and squints.
Bright day. Would you mind if we move to a shadier spot before midday?
Not at all. But to get shadier than this, we'd need to be in the Underdark.
Underdark. Doubt there's many that pay for shellfish down there.
Feline, there's no need to keep pretending.
Elila, what do you mean? Please, you don't...
It's all right. I've known since we first met. Ever since I heard your name, Vizarixel.
I still don't know why I told you that. You seemed so trustworthy.
And so I am, dear one. I see how you suffer. Why submit yourself to the daylight? Surely you could find other work more suited to your nature. Besides, you're far from the only one of your kind in Luskan. It's a barely kept secret that the Bregendarth is based here. Why go so much trouble to hide yourself? Please, trust me.
I do, but why are you so nice to me?
Because it's my nature, dear one. Think of me as your guardian angel. Elila reaches out and wipes away a single tear that has made its way down Feline's cheek, leaving a dark trail. The red-haired woman looks up, her silver-gray eyes brimming with tears.
I've been on my own for so long. Having someone to even talk to, let alone trust, it's almost more than I can bear. The reason I do all this, dye my hair, paint my face, live my life in the sun, is because I'm hiding as much from my kind as anyone else. The Brigandarth would turn me over to the matrons of the Mantled... I don't know how to say that, Sean.
Manteldareth, it's a city in the Underdark.
Manteldareth without a second thought. And they would make a horrible example of me. Females do not simply leave the service of Loth.
Then why stay in Luskan, my dear? The surface of Faerun is vast. What keeps you here?
This.
The redhead woman pulls out a simple locket from the folds of her clothing.
This contains a lock of hair from my child, Javil. He is grown by now. His father was human. We lived near Blingdenstone.
The red-haired woman begins to recount her life's tale, the dark-haired woman listening attentively, occasionally squeezing the other's hand and murmuring words of encouragement. As the morning creeps towards midday, the sun becomes dark with storm clouds, and a roll of thunder rumbles across the city. Goodness, we should get indoors. But explain to me, Vizarixel, why stay here?
Oh, God, forgive me, I was lost in my memories. Lock of hair. I know a man here, a priest of Mask. He has promised to help me find my boy. He can use this hair to cast a spell that will say where he is, but the fee is considerable. I nearly had enough about a year ago, but it was all stolen. I almost gave up after that. But I couldn't. The thought of my Javier living with moon elves, he must be so miserable. He was even still with them. I should have enough gold saved in another 5 years. I'm patient, but I'd give anything to know where he is now.
Elila smiles gently as the first drops of rain begin to fall. Anything. Dear one, I may know a faster way to find your Javier. And the scene fades, and as it does, taking its place is a familiar image, that of the statue of Vandria atop the hill. But as opposed to being just debris and stone and nondescript wreckage, this is the hill in the midst of the battle, the midst of the dead, the dying, and the rotten. Glazia appears before you. Are you enjoying the little shows, Silas?
I don't know what you hope to achieve with this nonsense, Glacia. It will avail you not. Slandering my people.
Completely true, Silas, but I don't expect you to take my word for it. You have means. Consult your friends. Consult what little tricks and auguries and communions they have. Employ whatever means you feel appropriate to prove the veracity of what you see. Because it is true, Silas. Every moment of it.
And the best lies always contain shreds of truth.
Oh, you're learning. But sometimes those lies are not as painful as the pure, unadulterated truth.
Your servant has already done so this night without your intercession. Will you peck away at me? My waking hours and my sleeping as well.
Which servant do you refer to?
Filthy drow that tempts Typhon every waking moment she can.
Oh, she's not one of mine.
And I should believe you because you're so very honest.
Well, you could believe what you wish, Silas. I can't think of a situation that I would benefit from lying in that regard, but suit yourself. You could always ask her. She points up at the statue, and as she does, the facial features morph to that of your mother, Nirale Siriciel. Always so cold and distant and disapproving. Why do you think that was? Was it something that lacked in you? Your human blood, perhaps? Or was it something else? Something more filthy?
What next? Will you bring visions of Andrelor, my mentor? Will you bring visions of my father, who slaves away, missing my mother even now, who cannot give up her ghost?
Good suggestions. But no, I think The time has nearly come. I'm
For
so
you to
looking
depart.
forward to this. Oh, no, no, no. For you to see what I have to show you. I honestly have no idea what is going to happen when that occurs. I don't know if it will break you. I don't know if you will swear allegiance to me, which of course I will only accept after making you suffer greatly. I don't know if it will kill you. I don't know if it will drive you mad. But it's coming. And I am very excited. You should be too.
I can think of nothing more repulsive than feeling any excitement for anything that you would do.
Oh, Silas, we've reached that wonderful point now where the more you resist, the more you deny, the more you turn away, the more excited I become.
But you see, devil, just because someone desires you, it does not mean they value you. Your empty desires mean nothing.
We shall see.
I shall.
She fades, as does the image of your mother, leaving just the statue, cold stone. And that also fades, leaving you blinking in the Avernian dust as the rest of your companions wake around you.
Are you sure it's not Avernusian dust?
Avernutian? I don't know. I think it's Avernian. I like Avernian better.
It sounds more sinister.
So, it is a new day. You all wake up surprised that the tiny hut is gone and feeling very hot, very sweaty, very soiled from having slept on the actual surface of hell. And you look around and Typhon is nowhere to be seen.
Where is he? Rib says, looking at Eastland.
I'm sure he's fine. This book that he has, it affords him certain opportunities that, well, take him away for a while. I'm sure he just lost track of time. He can return whenever he wishes. The fact that he's not here with us now simply suggests that he does not yet wish to return.
Where did he get this book, Eastland?
It was a gift.
From?
Trust me, he's extremely happy about it. Oh, from me, of course.
You see Rim kind of wrinkle his face a little bit.
I'm sure there's nothing to be worried about.
Can I have a gift?
No. She turns away and walks back over to the Bloodstone. What would the rest of you like to do before setting out today?
Oh, the difficulty is how do we get Typhon back? And also, is he going to return to the spot he disappeared from?
Well, he'll return to wherever the book is. Yes, that is a long rest for everyone, by the way. So, please, bring it with us.
And the book is currently, is it in so that's just folded up on the ground?
Yes, it's fell on the ground.
Well then. It seems to me foolish to mount an assault without our wizard.
How far are we away from the temple?
Exceedingly foolish. You hear a voice as Amanazaro sort of appears, sort of spinning out of invisibility and becoming visible again.
Have you been there the whole time?
Well, not in this exact spot. I spent most of the night on your machine, seeing that it was unmolested.
Thanks for that.
Simple prudence.
So, Typhon's gone missing, and we have a warlord to lead an assault on at the temple to Tiamat. No
It's
less.
more of a monument or a shrine. There's temples to her everywhere. There's only one of these.
Oh, good.
I would highly recommend, as you say, not mounting your attack without your wizard. But fortunately, we are still quite a ways away. I would say at least another full day's worth of travel for you all.
Ah. So, provided we take the book with us, our wizard should be able to return to us
Indeed.
at his own leisure.
I would assume I am not familiar with this book, but...
Ethan, is that correct?
Yes, that's absolutely correct. He will return whenever he wishes.
I have the slightest urge to just keep talking to both Yslin and Ozma and Osro at the same time, just to see if
Please.
You can break him.
Well, what do you think about this? I, Eastland, think that we should... And I, Abenazro, completely disagree.
We'll just all log off and you take it from here.
And this,
God.
this, my friends, this is the first step to madness, is DMing.
It's an old friend. So.
Lovely, then. DM, am I getting any sort of... Is there any sort of weird arcane vibes coming off the book, like weird don't touch me vibes?
Make a perception check or an arcana check, your choice.
Oh, good. Well, thankfully, I am useless in both. So, Arcana is a -1, where perception is... Oh, no, we'll do the perception. All right, so I'm going to roll that perception check. And the gods, 11 is apparently my number for today. Oh, wait, I have a D6, don't I?
You sure do.
Oh, well, then by gods, I shall use it. All right, so...
You should.
I roll the D6. Aha, bringing it up to a 14 with a 15. So 15.
15
Oh,
to
man.
15. So, looking at it, at first you think, oh, it's fine. But as you look at it, you can see that where it's lying on the ground, little pebbles and little bits of sand and grit are kind of being pushed away from it. And you see very, very faint little sort of... little wisps of electrical-looking energy sort of moving along the spine and over the cover of the book.
No one touched the book. I can't quite tell what is happening with it, but it is powerful.
Well, we have to bring it with us. We can't just leave it here.
Well, exactly. So, Eastland, would you be so kind?
Fine. She comes over to it and looks down at it and extends her hand, and a blade appears in it, and she very carefully puts the blade underneath the book, and then balancing the book on the blade, brings it steady as a rock over to the bloodstone and puts it down in Typhon's customary spot.
I look over at Silas and go, look, I know you hate her, but that was cool. I mean, right?
Is that the face he's making? He just sticks.
Please,
No
tell me,
words.
please.
Just sticks his tongue out.
Please tell me the paladin smites with a raspberry.
Now, have you had any more time to think about how you wish to do this?
Amanazra, we've been getting so little information. How can we enact a plan without details?
Did Amanasru just go, how do you want to do this?
Indeed, he did. Well, what more details do you need?
How many at his disposal? How many people will we be facing? What's the layout of the area? What time will he be there?
Well,
Basically,
he will
anything you
arrive
can tell
later
us.
today and will be there all of tomorrow, I believe. As far as the people with him, well, his bodyguard, large minotaur, quite strong, quite deadly, will no doubt be with him. That is all he customarily travels with. There will no doubt be many Abishai at the monument, but... well, I think you could handle a great number of them. I doubt you could handle all of them, and that, I believe, is where the distraction comes in. And he looks over towards Eastland, and she says, nods. I'm not sure exactly what it's going to be, but it's going to be big.
How does one take down a minotaur? Or at least disable them?
Well, you probably have more experience in that than I do. You have actually all fought Minotaur. Except for you, Rim, actually. Now that I think about it, Eastland fought Minotaur at in the bottom of the ossuary in Elturel.
2 of them, right? Or I think more. even.
4 of them.
4 of them.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we did that sneaky driving thing.
Yeah. Remember, you messed with the bull.
You go to hell.
Of course, if you drive up in this, he says with scorn, then any chance of any sort of surprise is lost. I think that is unwise.
Fair.
Then at some point there was a discussion that perhaps a ruse would be employed, a supplicant of Tiamat, perhaps, coming to pay their respects, getting close, and perhaps making a plea that she regard whatever transpires as a contest between rivals as opposed to an attack upon her august personage.
And we all kind of look at Persephone.
This is what you mentioned before.
Yes, I must admit to a little bit of a worry. The Dragon Queen looks favorably upon those who work well for her interests, and while I despise him and think he is not working the best interests of the Queen, it is possible that she thinks that he is.
So what
Being
do you
able to
suggest?
frame the conflict in a more agreeable way. Survival of the fittest. Let us show you how weak he is. That sort of thing.
I can work with that.
I feel free to embellish. I'm not
A bard.
theatrics.
But the idea is that we send Persephone in by herself to...
Oh, well, with the rest of you hidden, I assume.
You think we can hide from the Dragon Queen?
Oh, most decidedly not, but Arkhan and his ilk, I suspect, would be fooled by some form of obfuscation.
But I suppose Persephone does have the cape, so a quick retreat would be a possibility, but forgive me, I worry.
Oh, it's pure wisdom to be worried. This is an extremely difficult and risky battle, but to the victor go the spoils, no?
You're saying if there's some way that we can convince, if Persephone can convince Tiamat to test her champion.
Well, I will be
Okay.
with her, of course. I will add legitimacy to her claim.
Well, I don't know why, but that does make me feel better.
Me too.
That would at least allow you all to get close, or closer, to Arkhan.
And the rest of us will hide? He kind of looks around at the group and is like, what?
Invisibility might be better than hiding. I mean, unless you're
Yes.
Jax.
Which is why we absolutely need the wizard back.
Indeed.
Plus, without Typhon here,
I'd
would
give
you
him
put-
shit for taking off in the middle of the night, but I suppose that would be hypocritical.
You see Rim like actively laugh out loud and then like try to immediately put his face back down. But
Well, that's at least the beginnings of a plan.
all right. But there's still the day's journey ahead.
Yes.
Lovely. Well, we've got. What, Rim?
let's not waste time.
Right, of course. We are on a bit of a schedule. Samira, everything all right?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Bad dreams?
Uncomfortable dreams. I guess it's the
Well,
best way to put it.
Well, it's hell after all. There's no easy sleep. But
Fair enough.
know that the visions that come to us in the night are not necessarily of our own doing, but the actions that we take in the day, those most certainly are.
What we do in life echoes in eternity.
Shadows and dust, Maximus. Shadows and dust.
So, does anybody else have anything they wish to do or say? I don't know. Did you want to do any sort of consulting to see whether or not you have any questions that need answering, Silas, or are you good? Are you're cool with it being it's all vicious lies? Got it. Okay. On to the bloodstone you climb.
Let me go ahead and pull up
who
the
is
Silas
driving?
book. Yeah, that checks out.
Yeah. Eastlyn is happy to drive, unless somebody specifically does not want her to.
No, go for it, Eastland. No, Jax, you cannot drive.
Alrighty.
Or Jax.
So, she and you begin to take off, heading further to what would be the west in any normal place, but of course, hell, you could be going in some completely other direction. It's difficult to say.
Yeah.
And we will take our 10-minute break and find out what you encounter on our return. If you're just joining us, the group has had a restful night, although there was quite a lot that happened for some of them, dreams and visions. Zelmira had a vision of Smiler, which was somewhat of a memory, a disturbing remembrance of both her brother and Silas's, and Smiler's bizarre way that he tried to relate to her with any sort of emotion. Silas had another vision of a mysterious woman in Luskan who Glazia, the archfiend of the Sixths, and Silas's perennial tormentor, seems to think has some sort of significance to him. And, of course, then Rim got to spend a little time with Lulu and Papa Tarragon in a vision of Bitopia, a much more pleasant vision than maybe one could hope for here in Avernus. But The visions are over. They have awakened to discover that Typhon the wizard is nowhere to be seen, although their fears have been somewhat allayed by Eastlin, who informs them that he is probably visiting whatever other area he can visit thanks to his book, and will return when he feels he wants to. But you all climb aboard the Bloodstone and roar off across the wastes of Avernus. Rim, you had something you wanted to do?
Yeah, actually, right before we climb on board, he would have walked away from the group for just a moment to send a message with the stone to Corcoran Pebblemoss.
All right, what do you say?
About to face Arkhan with Hand of Vecna. Need more details about Jax's condition. Can anything be done to save him or prolong his life?
There is. It would involve removing that which has formed his new identity. Beware, Hand of Vecna. It has the power to kill with a thought.
Was the last word, Sean?
It has power to kill with a thought.
With a thought.
Yes.
That's no problem. So I'll relay the Hand of Vecna information to the party, but I will hold on to. So that was all of that garbled was intentionally garbled, of course. So I got there is ... It would involve removing that ... which has formed new identity. Beware, Hand of Vecna. Is that right?
Yep. If you count it up, it's 24 words.
All right.
So,
thank you.
very good. So, you continue.
We don't, I'm so sorry. We don't know about Jax still, correct?
I don't think Rim has informed anyone other than Falkran, maybe?
Yeah, Falkran and I had a
Falkran.
conversation about it, and there will be a party conversation later.
Sounds like a
Manana.
terrible party.
As you are driving across Avernus, Jax, you look to the south. You can see the form of the river Styx in the distance, and then you look up as something streaks up into the sky and explodes with a bright yellow light, which glows for a bit and then fades.
Sorry, my dog just sneezed.
Oh, I love fireworks.
He calls out and points.
As Jax points it out to you, you all see this ball of light hanging in the sky, and then it slowly fades. And a few minutes later, you hear as the sound catches up to you. You continue across the plains. Does anybody have anything they wish to do?
What does Silas look like right now? Having woken up, he's been unusually quiet.
He
What's his mood?
looks like a hype train conductor. Woo! No. He looks like Silas, but even more grumpy than normal.
Rim will actually sit next to you on the car and say just that. Silas, you're looking grumpier than normal.
Hard to conceive that it could be possible, but yes, my dreams are unpleasant here in Avernus.
Would you care to
Sometimes
share
I
them?
can't tell. Sometimes I can't tell, Rim, if I'm dreaming or if I'm being visited by people.
I had a similar experience last night, although I imagine mine was more pleasant than yours.
Were you visited by a foul demon, filling your head with lies, trying to take you away from the path of your deity?
No, it was Lulu.
Oh, that's much more pleasant than mine, yes. And was it a dream or a visitation, Rim?
I actually don't think it matters. I learned something very important to me. I learned that the determination of our goodness is not with what we achieve, but with who we are and how we hold on to our faith. I was so concerned about succeeding. I failed to adjudicate my willingness to try as a measure of my worth. If that makes sense.
It does. Applying your faith and acting upon it. Even the gods can fail. What could we do?
And your dream, Silas, do you wish to share?
It's that bitch. No, not that one. Glacia. The demon. Devil? I forget.
She is a devil.
She still owns my soul, Rim, so she can come and go as she wishes. Drop scatterings of lies. Pull up my past.
What lies has she told you?
It's nothing direct. Nothing so straightforward. But invoking images of my mother, suggestions of... It's stupid.
No, continue.
I think there's difficulty to explain, Rim. The feeling that a grown adult has. Knowing that nothing they ever did was good enough for a parent. And having someone throw that in your face. It's devilish.
I can imagine feeling that emotion for your entire childhood, your adolescence. Must have been very disconcerting.
You know, it wasn't at the time, Rim. You grow up and you don't know any better. You just assume this is how it is. You just assume that there's a good parent and a bad parent, and that's the way it is for everyone. And then one day you see that someone else has two good parents, two bad parents, and it strikes you. That's not normal. I know you yourself don't have a typical story of parenting. I don't mean to offend you, but never getting approval. It leaves an impression, Rim. It's not a good impression. I suppose it might be why I turned towards greater powers. I think I might have approval issues, Rim.
not a parent of yours. But for whatever little it's worth, I approve.
You were already kinder than they ever were, and here you prove it again. Let it not be said that I've never said something kind to you. That
At
would
some
be a
point,
tragedy.
I would never. Silas, at some point in our adulthood, we have to make the conscious choice to remove ourselves from the traumas of our past. Hanging on to regret for things that we had no control of. I believe that's a waste of energy.
You would be right. And I am so very happy that you don't have a personal devil to shake your faith.
Whenever it shakes, we are here to steady you. Silas, don't keep your troubles inside. Please, talk to us. We are here.
How should I explain? As we travel through the plains of Hell, Rim, bound along by infernal machines that consume souls, seeking out to defeat true evil and escape while saving a city full of innocents. Somehow, I feel complaining about my soul or my feelings. That would be pitiful.
On the contrary, we can't help others unless we help ourselves first. We are no good to the souls of the people of El Terrell unless we are fighting at our best with our whole hearts, with our whole minds. If you shoulder your troubles alone, they are so much heavier. If you split them among the people who care about you, it is manageable. The souls of El Terrell are not the only ones we're going to save, Silas. You are on that list. Never forget.
I can't say that I believe you, Rim, but it's strange. I've heard rumors, fairy tales. People trying to spread this word of this dark elf that goes around helping people, is a good person. Companion of the Hall. If those lies were true, you would be that dark elf's friend.
So what if I was? It is not a person's birth that determines their worth. It is their choices.
You don't know dark elves, Rim. They are beyond redemption. They have had their chance, and they have failed. The gods themselves have decreed. And even the divine hand has reached out to them, and it has been pushed back. There is no living drow that is capable of being saved or good.
I say this with all the love I can muster, Silas. I think that's bullshit. Everyone has a choice. Devils have choices. Everyone has a choice. And I will not let my views about an entire group of people cloud the actions of an individual. My goodness, look at Jax. A goblin who has...
But a changed goblin.
Is he still not a goblin?
Is he not?
Jax is defined by his actions, and therefore we count him as friend. Why would a dark elf who proves himself otherwise be any different?
It would be a trick, Rip. They don't have compassion in them. They don't have the capacity for it.
I hope we both end up proven wrong one day.
They are evil. Though you cannot see it, evil walks amongst us. I see it. I will not suffer a drow to live for long. Only pain will come.
Perhaps with more time, we might be able to come to a different understanding.
I hope you can.
Rim smiles out of the side of his mouth, and he puts a claw on your shoulder, knowing that it's probably not going to be helpful to continue to argue with you. But by putting his hand on your shoulder, he just wants to signify that despite our difference of opinion, he's there for you.
Silas will take it. And he's glad that you're not a dark elf.
You don't know that.
You're the
Anybody could be anything.
Whoa, hey.
I'm a dark elf.
I'm Spartacus.
I am a dark elf.
Oh, it's me.
I'm Batman.
As you look at what's coming on the horizon, you see a mountain sort of heading off, sort of jutting into a bit of your path, and you're going to have to swerve a bit further to the south to get around it, a little bit closer to the river Styx. And as you move in that direction, Jax, and indeed anyone who has a passive perception of 17 or higher, you can see to the south there is a large cloud of dust beginning to obscure the vision between where you currently are moving and the river Styx.
How far away?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
Can I make a perception check?
Let's see what Rim rolls. Rim, with a 20, you are able to, by your estimation, it's probably about a little bit more than a mile away.
I will bring the attention of said cloud to the group.
You look down there and you do see that there's this cloud of dust. It is ahead of you and to your south. And it is moving towards where you are.
Is there a drivable path around it? Iselin is driving?
Yes, Iselin looks at it and she says, I'm not sure, but I think they might be trying to cut us off. Should we try and get past them?
If you can.
Does anybody have any demonic ichor?
If we do, it would be in Typhon's pack.
Yeah,
I think we do.
Swear we do.
Well, that's not convenient, then, is it? And she... And you all begin to hold on for dear life as she tries her best to miss every gully and ditch, but manages to hit quite a few, and you are creating a huge cloud of dust behind you. And as you are moving towards the spur of where the mountain comes down and has a fairly wide but nonetheless narrower pass between the spur of rock that comes down and the river Styx, you see that at the very base of the spur of rock is a strange structure. It comes up from the ground almost like something alive, a huge cylindrical, fleshy, tower-like protrusion with sharp teeth or teeth-like extensions on the top of it, and around it writhing tentacles. And as you move closer to it, you look to the south. Now it appears that this cloud of dust, which is clearly now infernal machines based on the incredible roar of the engines that you can hear, it looks like they're going to try and pincer you against this huge maw.
Well, that's no good.
I thought it was dragons again. Well, the same one. Again, somehow.
Does anybody have any suggestions to Iselin as she just continues to...
Is there a map that gives us like an idea of how we might avoid?
I could put you on the map when it becomes appropriate, but at the moment you're still quite a ways out. You have time to do something.
I'm just trying to get an idea of what's where. So there's the tower. How far away?
So
The pincer
you
tower?
are about here. The towering thing is like a large, sort of just huge, what are those things at the bottom of the sea that comes up from the bottom? Is like a tube that has a mouth at the top of it.
The anemone?
And not
Periscope?
an anemone. Not a
Periscope?
periscope. Nope. It's a
It's one of
living
the
thing.
teeth fish, the tubey teeth fish thing.
Sea cucumber?
Sure. At any rate,
Loch Ness
as
Monster!
you are driving,
Oh, that'd be too fitty.
Iselin just says, "Fuck it," and she just runs and puts the pedal down and moves as fast as she can. As you see, this thing up at the top that you are
shit.
heading towards, and you can see the.
Oh, it's like from Star Wars. Got it.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, but yeah. You can see down.
I'm glad you did.
Down at the bottom, you can see here where the other infernal machines are going to be. They're a little hard to see against the map, but I've put some dots on them. There appear to be 3 larger and 1 smaller coming towards you. I'm going to get a little music going on here and roll some initiative. Go ahead and put yourselves on the infernal machine there over to the right. What shall we listen to? I like this one. We'll do this one.
Bum da dum da dum dum dum. Oh my.
You can see you all yourselves down there at the bottom, of course. You put yourselves on the infernal machine where you think you are. Iselin is driving. Let's see here. I should put her in there. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Wow.
Oh no!
Not
I'm
roll
scared to
well.
roll initiative.
People who are not rolling well.
Come on, Rim.
I'm trying. The computer has frozen on me.
Oh, blast that
You
computer.
rolled a
Blasted.
natural 20. I could see it from here, obviously.
Can you?
Yes, 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 yes,
Yeah, see, yeah.
yes,
Sorry.
yes.
Sorry, friends. One of these days, I'll get a new computer. Did it roll? I clicked it. I
It
clicked the
did.
button.
It rolled.
All right. Almost a 20. Wow, yeah. Y'all are atrocious.
Before we start
We
as
do
well,
bad here.
Zim has redeemed for 300 gold.
Oh,
for a
congratulations.
D6
Zim. Thank you.
inspiration. So,
A D6 inspiration. Well,
Yes.
let's see who gets
Thank
it.
you very much,
Who
Jim.
gets stuff?
Persephone.
Persephone does, but she, well, just, let's see. She's not here, so we'll put it down to Silas. Silas, you have a D6 inspiration. Congratulations.
I do?
You do.
Well.
Let's see. Persephone, Zilmira, Jax, Rim, Iselin,
Yes, yes.
So at the top of the order, we have Rim. What do you do, Rim?
How far am I from?
I have a couple of other people who need to come onto the initiative. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's do this again with them. And him. And them.
And is Falkrin.
At the top of the order.
Hell yeah, Sarlacc pit.
Or at least drive around.
You see a small infernal machine that reminds you of the kind that Smile used to drive, as he just jumps up over a large hill, coming down right in your path, and then veers off, going this way, sort of creating a big cloud of dust in front of his companions as they are coming at it. So for a brief moment, they are completely obscured. Next
Looks like
up,
those Duke boys are at it again.
that's right. Next up, you see coming out, blasting out of the dust, a infernal machine comes here, and this one comes here. Both of them have large tanks on their back, and you see one of the creatures on the back of it doesn't look like a devil or a demon. In fact, it looks like a hobgoblin. Things that you remember from back when you were up on the surface of, well, actually not the surface, back in the prime material. A normal, run-of-the-mill hobgoblin, albeit with quite a few devilish accoutrements. Their armor is very spiky, covered with vicious-looking hooks, and you can see long serrated blades on each of their bracers as he spins around and shoots a large stream of acid at you. One of them is able to do this. The other one can't quite make it with their speed, so instead it moves to here, cutting in front of you, and then spinning around to continue the fight. However, the acid does come flying at you. Let's see who it's going to get. It is going to blast. So it's coming at you from the front. Come on. There it is. Okay.
They're just driving by and they're like,
had to find a little thing that makes, so it's going to go right through the middle here. Looks like it's going to hit Rim, Jax, Persephone, and Falkrin, and the War Machine. So
it's going to try to hit all those.
Well, it's a saving throw, so
you can try.
All of you, I need a dexterity saving throw from all of you as the nice dexterity save there, Jax.
God!
Natural 20. But fortunately, Rim, you have failed with a natural 1. I don't think even Silas's aura will be able to help you, although where Silas is and where you are, I don't think you'd be benefiting from it anyway. However, Persephone and Falkrin, you would both benefit from it.
Huzzah!
As the acid sprays over you all and the infernal machine, Falkrin, you have failed.
15?
With a 15. A 15 has succeeded. I apologize. And let's see here. I keep forgetting Silas's thing. And let's see. Persephone is going to roll. I've got it. She's rolled a 9. She has failed, unfortunately. Although, yeah, okay. Oh dear. That's a lot of 6s.
Well,
25 points of acid damage to those of you who have failed. If you have succeeded, you take half, and of course, Jax, you take none. And so the infernal machine also takes this amount of damage. And let me just double check. I know this definitely clears its damage threshold. It does. Its threshold is 10, and its mishap threshold is 20, so we get to roll on the mishap. I'm going to roll for you. It's just simpler that way. Engine flare. Fire erupts from the engine and engulfs the vehicle. Any creature that starts its turn on or inside the vehicle takes 10 or 3d6 fire damage until this mishap ends. Repair is a DC 15 dexterity check. So that is going on right now as the acid lands on the machine, and all of a sudden, this roiling fire that screams like a burning soul just sort of comes out of the infernal machine and begins to roil along the entire length of it. That is the Hobgoblin's turn. That brings us to Bitter Breath. Bitter Breath is going to move here, and
He needs mints.
Ryan, remember you got shield mastery.
Oh no,
On the
absolutely.
Tutor mints.
Which means I use my reaction to take that half damage and make it 0.
Ah, very nice. So you've taken no damage from the acid. Bitter Breath on the back of his machine.
Sounds like he needs a cooter.
And you see a very similar device to the one that is on yours. A torso that looks like it's made of melting wax is affixed to the top of the infernal machine, and let's see, it just needs to be able to see a target. He can see you, Jax.
Technically, aren't we all engulfed in a flame right now?
That's a good point. Let's see what his passive
Not to put too fine a point on it.
Not to put too fine a point on it. If he's got a passive better than 12, he's going to be able to do it. Because based on the amount of damage this fire is doing, and it's not that bad.
Says the guy not engulfed in flame.
Right?
Technically, none of us are engulfed by flames, but I appreciate being there for it, Ryan.
I have a passive stealth of 23.
You
passive stealth? There's no such thing.
I seared what you did there, but yeah.
Yes, he is able to see you. So
I mean, it might work.
All of a sudden, you hear in your head this screaming of 1,000. What the hell?
That's what you
It was
hear.
a ghost. So weird. My house is haunted.
You hear in your head, Jax, something awakens as if there's another creature in your head that begins to squirm and scream, "Pain, pain, we don't like it, we don't like it!" You feel something wriggling against your brain. I need a wisdom saving throw. Don't forget to add silence.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Do it.
Oh wow.
Oh,
11.
sweet Jesus. Yeah.
Well, you have failed, sir.
I've got a D6 as well.
Well, then you needed to say you were going to use it before I told you. You failed, I'm afraid. I get to roll D12s.
Actually, I don't know. Do I have a D6?
For the healing?
12. Are you mad?
That's crap.
Sean's rocking his Wolfgang hair today. He's
Yeah.
9, 18 points of psychic damage as you are hit by the blast of an infernal screamer.
Gross.
I'm immune to
And
psychic
that
damage.
is his turn. Falkren, it is yours.
Oh, good. So, just to make sure I'm on the same page as everybody else, currently engulfed in flame.
Where did Easton go?
She's down there. She's 15. She's under Silas.
Oh, there she is. Yep, got it.
Just the way he wants her.
Oh, man. All right. So, DM,
Mm-hmm.
we are all currently engulfed in flames.
You are
and
currently
this
engulfed in flames. Let's see. And at the start of your turn, any creature that starts its turn on or inside the vehicle takes fire damage. Here it comes.
I didn't start the fire, but I took the damage from the
Falkren, you take
vehicle.
11 points of fire damage as
How
it
dare you.
roils around you, going inside your clothes and coming up, and you can kind of feel it sort of, the fire burns, but at the same time it sort of, you feel it sort of lapping against you like slimy water
Oh.
that burns.
Birds and snakes and aeroplanes, slimy water on your thigh. Ew.
Yeah, it's not getting better. It's not getting better. Okay. And then this will continue
Until
for everyone.
somebody succeeds in a DC 15 repair check.
All right. Well, unfortunately, that person is not me because I can't make a DC Dex save to save my life. I'm gonna go ahead and target if I can, DM. I'm gonna target the vehicle that just spat acid at us.
All right, so there is the vehicle, and then there are the hobgoblins on the vehicle. Which do you wish to target? Unless you're doing an area of effect, in which case it would also affect the vehicle.
Fair enough. So the thing that spat acid on us was on the vehicle, correct?
Yes,
that
indeed.
word. Yeah. Okay. So then I guess that is what I'm going to target.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and use a guiding bolt to help my friends, and I will cast this bad boy at the. Oh, what the hell? I want to have some fun. Let's do 3rd level. So.
All right, 3rd level at. What are you casting it at?
I'm casting it at the. What is it?
Infernal
At the infernal machine, because I'm
infernal
targeting
machine?
the. I would love to target the vat of acid that is currently on it. So I don't
All
know
right,
if that's.
just double check and make sure that that does not specify a creature.
While he's
Oh, it
looking that
does
up,
say a
Sean,
creature of our choice.
Could I have used uncanny dodge? I didn't want to break in at the top. It was an
No,
attack.
that's fair. That's fair.
Uncanny
Okay.
dodge, no, it has to be a
Well then,
an attack that you that is like a D20
okay.
attack. It's not a saving throw.
but there is a hobgoblin operating the.
Yes, there is a hobgoblin operating.
All right,
That
then
you
I
can
will.
certainly target.
Then I will target that hobgoblin. Then. So I'm gonna go ahead.
Hobgoblin.
Hobgoblin, some call him. All right, love it. So, casting that, which comes into first one. 22 to hit.
22 is a hit.
Lovely.
Well,
that'll be-
see, he's on the Infernal Screamer, so he does have 3. What kind of cover does he have? Doodly-doo. Just want to double check that he is operating from behind cover. He's got half cover, so that is a boop. Half cover gives you +2, so 21 still hits.
Oh, good. It was a 22. All right.
22 hits even.
Yay!
22 hits
and,
even.
and it'll do 21 radiant damage to him.
Jeez, you see a hobgoblin go flying off of the infernal machine and is dead.
Oh, yay.
I loved the way you said yay before.
Which
Yay!
machine was that?
Yay.
This was the one that just spit acid at you.
Green.
Yes.
Pink.
I believe
I
pink
thought
is
it was
the spirit.
green that drove by and spit.
No, green drove by. because
Did not have the movement academy to get close enough for the acid to hit, so it just drove on by. Pink is the one that spit the acid at you.
Indeed. Pink
So that was
So there's now
taking
a
out
dead.
one of. Yeah, there's now a dead hobgoblin rolling in the dust behind that one as it continues
Was it
to
the
drive.
driver or the spitter?
I do believe he said he was targeting the spitter.
I'm targeting the spitter. Well, hindsight 2020. Yeah. So that'd be me. Hang on a second. Let me go ahead and take a moment to use my bonus action then to go ahead and who got hit by the acid?
This guy.
I was gonna say I know somebody got nailed by it.
Yeah.
And I'll go ahead and cast a healing word for you, Rim. So
Alrighty. That's going to bring
and then
us
that'll be me. 10
Rim.
I'll take it. I'm going to attempt to repair the vehicle, but I believe I need to be burned first.
You do. Thank you for reminding me. Please take 7 points of burn. Burn.
All right. Burn.
Gonna need some ice for that burn.
I'll just breathe on myself.
Somebody call
Okay.
the ambulance. All right.
I love that line. Okay, I'm going to use my inspiration for this, and it's not a dexterity save, it is a straight dexterity check. Is that correct, Sean?
For what?
To repair the vehicle.
Oh, it is it is not a save, it is a check.
All right.
So you
might have inspiration or a D6 or something. You might want to
I
declare.
have
It's really
both
important.
actually, but I'm using my inspiration. I did say.
There's a few tools lying around here and there, and then you look down and you see the fires rolling up. You sort of reach down and sort of try and bend it down. So a 10 is not going to do it, but roll that.
You just called me a tool. You said I'm lying
Sorry.
around. Jeez.
Come on. Hold on. Come on, big number. Nope, it's a 12. I'm sorry.
So you see where the fire is rolling up out of the engine chamber, and you try to get closer. You try to look away as you try to bend the metal back down, and you just can't. And you have to sort of step away as the flames become too much for you.
Too much.
That's going to be your action, bonus action, or movement.
I am going to put Hunter's Mark on. Okay, so the guy driving the big bad is he driving the big one? Our evilest vehicle?
The evilest vehicle. It's difficult to say, but you can definitely see something larger than all of the others. Driving it is. It appears to be in the area of the driver's seat. It's
I'm gonna cast it on the. I'm gonna cast it on the driver of the largest vehicle.
Very good.
And that is the end of my turn. Sorry, I failed, guys. Sorry about it.
Hunter's Mark is up on bitter breath.
Sorry, I just texted Persephone a very inappropriate thing. It's
Oh my
amazing
God,
what happens.
guys.
It's what happens when you don't spell check Dex. There's a
Bad things happen. That's gonna bring us to Silas. Silas, you are a fire. You take
Paladin on fire!
14 points of fire damage.
This girl is on fire.
This elf is on fire. He's half human but on fire.
I'm never gonna get done with this battle.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you're not. What is it gonna be, Silas?
You
Well-
live here now.
As I correctly understand, the current Scorn Spitter that is marked as green, he's flying some green NASCAR colors, up to the right. It
Yes.
still has a driver and a spitter.
A driver and a spitter, indeed.
All right. Because I'm going to do something that was within 60 feet, and I'm just going to use the nice markings of the vehicles. He is.
Yes, he is.
Right.
This
My
is the driver
vehicle to
you're
their
targeting?
vehicle. Yes.
Okay, he is at half cover. No, 3/4 cover, excuse me.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Alrighty.
I reach out to him, and I say, "You should flee." And I will speak command. I will need a DC 15 wisdom save from the driver of the green Scorn Spitter.
Got it. So as the flames lick around you, you ignore them, taking the burn. You quench your eyes, looking at the hobgoblin driving.
And I want to apply a D6 negatively to his roll.
Okay. I never do that to you guys. But I
You just
would
don't
if I
remember
could.
to. It's going to be a -4 to whatever he rolls.
Okay, this is a wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
All right. Well, I've rolled a 4. So
He rolled a 0.
let's just see. He rolled a 0. So, flee. Okay. On his turn, or does it happen immediately? I always confused.
That is, let me see. The target spends its turn moving away from
turn.
you by the fastest available means.
Okay, got it.
Into the mouth.
I just said flee.
Yep,
The
I got
fastest available means would be to keep going and then go down, probably.
it. That is for me to determine, Mr. Silas.
I'm just looking at a map. I'm not trying to tell you how to run your game.
Eastland.
Oh, wait, am I done?
Oh, I'm sorry. Please.
Thus says
continue.
the DM. You're done.
You're done.
Yeah, you're
I'm
done.
done. It's fine.
No, you're done.
Is it? That is your action. You definitely have a bonus action and a movement.
Oh,
I'm done.
kids.
You're done. Okay. All right. Eastlyn, she assumes that we want to keep going, and she uses her action to continue to drive 100 feet forward. Then she is going to dash and change direction so you don't drive right into the tentacles. She does sort of a skidding and then moves the rest of the movement to there. Jax. Top of your turn. Oh, top of Eastlyn's turn. She takes. We'll have that be hers. She takes a lot of fire damage. She yells back, "Someone put that fire out!" Jax, you take 13 points of fire damage.
Ouch. I will try to do a dex save then. And Silas's effect doesn't work on this, no?
No, this is not a save. It's a skill check. So yeah, you don't get the save. You don't get the bonus.
20.
You are able to find the pipe that is supplying the fuel or the spirit or whatever, and you twist a little nozzle, and the flames go out. It is your action.
A bonus action, hide if I can.
Alrighty.
28.
Yes, you're right. Hobgoblins do speak common, Silas. It is your turn, Persephone.
So I'm totally at a loss because I was like, I'm gonna fix the machine. Now it's fixed.
Anything he can do, you can do better.
I'll fix it again. No.
Supercharged.
Did the driver Silas attacked which driver?
He attacked the driver of green.
I tried to make it run away, and it should run away.
But on its turn, right?
Yes. Compelled by
So it has not done it
divine
yet.
power. Not yet.
All right. I'm going to try
No,
to
it's some distance away.
Yeah, I'm gonna
100 feet
try
away.
I need to do the distance.
Are we on the other side of that on that dust screen, Sean?
You are, yes. The screen was put up there in case anybody happened to go before them, but none of them did. So they just blasted through it on their turn, and they're all out of the dust screen now.
Yeah, but so we can now see clearly this infernal machine that is.
Indeed.
I'm gonna try to dissonant whispers the driver of the blue.
All right. As you are able to get a very clear look at this individual. He looks like this.
The guy from Pan's Labyrinth?
First glance,
Don't tell anybody my breath is stinky.
And I know the finger.
At first glance, you think it's some sort of devil, but you've never seen a devil this large without wings.
Huh.
So, Dissonant Whisper, eh?
Yes, let's
He is
try
he is a
that.
devil. That means magic resistance, so it's wisdom save.
Yeah, 16.
I have a 23.
Well, I guess he wins.
Yep. Anything else for your turn?
Jerk.
No.
Okay. That's going to bring us to Zelmira.
He take
You know
no
what?
damage.
I'm sorry. Was it too late to take that back?
No.
Can I cast Bardic Inspiration for, or give Bardic Inspiration to Zelmira?
To Zelmira. All right. Zelmira, you have Bardic Inspiration. I think you also have a D6 Inspiration from earlier. You've got a lot going on for you this turn. What's it going to be?
So, my thought is this. I'm going to use the water whip
Of course.
to grab the dude who's driving yellow
All right.
I'm gonna
Appears to
comfort
be a
him.
particularly
Nice.
beefy-looking hobgoblin.
Let's go.
You can do this. He's
All right,
not
so he's got a
Let's go.
little bit of
large.
cover.
You could do with
Alright.
inspiration and stuff.
Okay, yeah, my friggin' because I'm on a computer that is not normally the computer I use. The D&D Beyond is not connected to Roll20, so I will use my Kraken dice.
Go for it.
Okay, so I rolled 13.
13.
That's the roll,
Right.
not the
Now
not the
roll
actual-
your other
I've
thingy.
got my Bardic Inspiration, and
It's
so
a D8.
that's a D.
A D8.
Nice.
Not a D10 now.
Oh, that's right. 10th level. Bardic Inspirations has gone up.
Well, hot beans.
Persephone,
That's a guess, by the way. I don't know.
Sorry, say it again.
has Bardic Inspiration gone to D10 yet, or does that happen at level 11?
D10.
That has not happened to my knowledge yet.
Okay.
What
Z,
level
Z
bard
said
are you?
is 10th level.
I am a 10th level bard. It is
It's a
1d10.
D10.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's important to know. D10, Liz.
That's me finding that out right now.
Right. Oh my god, so fun! I love it.
We're all
Yeah.
discovering things. The power of
So,
friendship.
ooh, I rolled a
Learning.
10.
Okay. You were
Like
good. You have hit.
Kraken dice.
Yes.
Cool.
Pull him.
So
Yes.
roll your damage.
Roll for damage.
Damage is just frosting.
Kraken dice. Okay, so 11.
And throw him into the pit.
No, I'm a silly Billy Bear because it is actually 3d10 bludgeoning, and then an extra d10 for the additional key point, which I am planning on spending.
Okay.
So my first
40
one was a 4,
Okay.
5,
Okay.
3,
Okay.
and a 9.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And what do you do with him now that he is wrapped up in your water whip?
So, the water whip is going to encircle this MFer who's driving his little. He thinks he's real cool, but we're gonna circle him with the water whip, and then I'm going to pull him the 25 feet closer to me to lay at my feet, and I hope the thing explodes. Like it's just like a driverless machine.
I'm sure it will careen
That's how
into
it
the
works.
larger one.
Yeah.
So,
That's what happens in situations like it. It hits
so
the bigger
is it
one.
25 feet?
Yeah. 25 feet.
It's, let me just double check. So he was in
The
the
water
yellow one.
whip.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. So you don't quite have the room to get him all the way to you. So you can get
Okay.
him right at the base of where you, like right next to the bloodstone as it's driving by.
Perfect. Can I just drop him on the floor?
Absolutely. You
what
slam
we're
him
gonna
to the
do.
ground and he is prone.
That's got to be some fall damage.
The damage that he has taken is already included in the roll that has been made.
This is where Yeastland just backs up over him, right? And we just
Just hold on a second. Just hold on a second. Beep, 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 beep. All right. Unfortunately, it is now his turn. He leaps to his feet, rolling out of the grip of your water whip. Looks
of the
back
water whip.
at the
water whip.
The water whip.
infernal
Probably
machine.
looking at me.
His let's see, his
He's looking at you, Silas.
machine continues on
Yeah.
in the direction it was going. 120 feet, moves to there.
Does it explode?
Doesn't explode, but it looks like it's heading right for one of those, right for one of those tentacles.
Dude, I want
He looks back.
explosions.
He yells something in common that you all hear, and he says, "Something! Destroy them, bitter breath!" As he uses leadership. That is his turn. That is his action. He is going to leap onto the infernal machine, landing right next to Silas and Zelmira.
Just
as
gets
he
to do
pulls
that? He
out-
doesn't have to roll or anything?
I know, right? He's
It's
agile.
movement. It is movement. He is able to just run up to it, roll, and on his movement, it's, you know, D&D being what it is. It's a stationary object until it's not.
He was prone.
It is certainly. He was prone. He used half his movement to get up, and then it's
get
difficult
up.
terrain to climb on, and he did. He had plenty of movement to get back on.
Well, what a pooper.
Only 5 feet away. That is his turn.
Good. We'll kill him first. Next.
Yeah, let's see. This
He's already
hobgoblin
here.
just continues away from you all as the one behind him screams at him. And he moves the entire distance he can move. Is going to be nearly off the board. That is his turn. This guy begins driving after you all and is going to use his movement to get to there. And that is the hobgoblin's done. Bitter Breath. Bitter Breath has changed positions, and he has gotten out of the driver's seat, and it is now being piloted by somebody else as this infernal machine comes up to here and sideswipes you all with its scythe on its side. And let's see here.
For the side swipe.
It's a scythe swipe indeed.
And it's just going to hurt our vehicle. I'm sure it's not high enough to actually hit
Yes,
us because we're elevated, right?
He is targeting your vehicle, in point of fact. And let's see here. So,
What does it sound like when he hits?
Well, see if he hits first. All right, so Eastlyn is going to try and use the. She's going to make a dexterity saving throw. She does not have the land vehicles thingy, which allows her to add.
She could roll with
proficiency
inspiration
modifier.
because you have that, right?
I don't. I'm the one who doesn't have inspiration. So she has rolled a 6, or the Bloodstone has rolled a 6, I should say, which is a failure. As the scythes go along the side of it, it takes.
How does that work? Is there like a threshold on this, or is that some other vehicle?
Yes, there is a threshold on this, so she has to do a certain. She has to clear a certain amount of damage before it takes any damage. 5, 7, 8, 9. She has done 9 points of damage, which is not enough to clear the 10 points of threshold. But then the infernal machine sort of moves on by. It cannot get very far. Unfortunately, it gets to there. And Bitter Breath leaps on board.
Oh gosh.
Excellent.
He could do that?
From where he was. He jumps on board right in the very front of the infernal machine that you are on. He is a large creature, and he is wielding a large fork, and he spins it in his air, and as he does, he opens his mouth, and you can tell it's a war scream, but all that comes out is thick smoke. He leaps on, and he is going to attack Eastlyn as he just brings down his fork into the driver's side. She has 3/4 cover. Let's
We
see.
hate to see it.
He hits
Survey
with a 21.
says. Good choice. Good choice.
Hits with his
20
fork
points.
for 21. 15 points of piercing. He then spins and he slices at her with a tail with a crit. So that's 15, 8, 9, 10, 11. So got that. And then looks at the rest of you and fires a firebolt at Rim.
Let's say a
Those are
fireball.
very different
This
things.
one's ending quick.
Yeah, sorry. Hurl Flame hitting AC 17.
That misses.
All right. That is his turn.
God, we
Eastlyn
can't actually
is
let her die because then Typhon would be
wounded.
like, I leave you alone with my girlfriend for 1 minute and she dies.
Oh,
Eastlyn is quite wounded.
What happens in hell, Typhon? Hope you're watching,
Um,
Peter. Love you.
that is her turn. His turn. Falkren, it is your turn.
Can we take the acid stream off?
Sure.
No.
Very bright.
It's an entirely different stream. We don't do that stream here at Lawful Stupid.
Give it time.
Just saying. Though with the amount of singing that we do, you'd think some of us. Anyway, ooh,
Acid reflux all day long.
Oh shit! No kidding.
Too real.
I don't know what could cause it.
Me neither.
Man.
No one saw that, Liz, because your green screen wiped it out.
Well, beans.
Your glass was like invisible.
I saw it. It was a magic glass.
I'm drinking the plains of Avernus.
Now, Sean, if I
Damn, girl, you thirsty.
If I do a spell using the staff, does that still count as spell casting? So in terms of doing, because I can't do spells if I do an action and then also do a bonus action as well.
That's right. The staff, casting a spell from the staff does the same amount of action as it would be if you cast it from your spell slots.
Okay. Cool. Just wanted to make sure that I know that. Okay. Damn it. Okay, so then, because I want to save my friends. I'm going to go ahead and burn a 5th and summon a Celestial.
Ho, ho, ho!
I'm going to throw that
This
Celestial.
is a complicated spell. Do you have it all?
Do I have it all? Who does anyway?
Who doesn't have it all, right?
Yeah, right. So the Golden Reliquary worth at least 500 is the staff itself, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, love it. So we're going to go ahead and summon the Defender Celestial.
All right.
And it is going to drop almost immediately. So it's a large creature as well. And I'm going to put it, if I can put it almost like right next to Yeastlin, and then as close to striking distance as Bitter Breath as I can get him.
Okay.
All right. And then that bad boy is going to go ahead and use his multi-attack to beat the holy hell out of Bitter Breath.
Okay. Lands and says, wings unfurl, and it pulls out a large mace. It says, "For the glory of Celestia!" and brings it down upon Bitter Breath.
Okay, so let's see here. Rolling to attack. Range weapon. Your attack modifier to hit. Reach 5 feet, one target. All right, dig it. So, spell attack modifier. Let's roll that.
Roll and add your spell attack modifier.
All right, then. So
that will be your hit.
Did it roll?
I see all of the stats. I don't see the roll.
Okay, all right. Then I will roll a d20. All right, rolling a d20. This is gonna be a +9 to the 14.
Okay.
So, mathing. So that's 23.
23 is a hit.
Lovely. Let's go ahead. Let's do some damage. God, damage. All right.
Roll
so
for
then
damage.
That's actually what it is. It's divine.
it is. Max damage for 13 radiant damage.
I'm sorry, this calls
radiant.
for
So as
Oh,
he
I'm sorry. It's
takes the
sorry.
hit,
It's
The DM takes 10 points of psychic
so
damage.
it's 1d10 plus 3 plus the spell's level radiant
Correct.
damage. So that's
Yes.
18 radiant
18.
damage. then.
Got it.
And then he gets 2 attacks. So I'm gonna roll again.
Yes, indeed.
Second attack is a 16 plus 9.
That's a hit.
That's a hit. Let's roll that damage again. Okay. So that's gonna be
that's
6
plus the level.
plus 5 is 11.
Got
So
it.
11 total damage, and then the celestial can choose itself or another creature it can see within 10 feet. The chosen creature gains 1d10 temporary hit points. It goes ahead and grants those. It's gonna roll the 1d10.
This
And
is something
from-
you can do as a bonus action
Well, yeah. So it's
when it's summoned,
yeah. Well, no. So it's anytime it hits something.
and it
So-
hits something.
Yeah. So your spell attack modifier, reach, hit, level, and the celestial can choose it itself or another creature it can see within 10 feet of the target. The chosen creature gains 1d10 temporary hit points.
Got it. And
So,
that is 8 going to who?
That's 8 going to Yeeslin.
Eastland, got it. She has her temporary hit points.
And then because it hit twice, it's going to roll again. And it's going to give 5 temporary hit points to... it's got to be within 5 feet of it. So I believe that only leaves me with... I think it's... Is that Rim?
Sure.
The
I'll take
creature
those.
Who's that behind Yeeslin?
That's me.
Okay, then Rim, you'll get 5 temporary hit points.
Yay.
Righty.
And that will be that.
Very well. Rim, it is your turn.
All right, Rim is going to pull out his bow, and with locking eyes with Bitter Breath, he's going to draw a javelin and aim it right at his chest. He is going to... you see him grit with determination, and he growls low as he pulls, and you hear the bow crackling, the sound of thunder, and 26.
He hits with a 26.
That is 12 points of damage, and he is knocked off of the
Very
bloodstone and right in front of its riding path.
Right in front of it. Very cool. That's going to bring us to Silas.
I have one more attack. I'm not done yet.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not used to you all with your extra attacks.
It's all good.
I'll get better at it.
And
Look,
with
you're
this-
having a hell of a day. It's all right.
it's right. I mean, I will use a regular arrow attack at the hobgoblin that is on the ship.
Gotcha. That is also a hit.
Hunter's mark on the creature as well.
Oh, I did. You're right. I'll. Okay, so the hobgoblin takes 10 points of damage.
So is 19 the total amount of total that you have that
19 was the roll to hit. 19 was the attack roll.
So that does not hit.
The hobgoblin?
Nope, does not hit the hobgoblin. Hobgoblin is wearing a lot of armor and a shield.
Wow. Oh, I just assumed. Shame on me. But with my hunter's mark, thank you for reminding me, Jade. That's another 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage. Got it.
Now I'm
Okey-dokey.
done.
It is now Eastlin's turn. Eastlin, yes, drives forward. Unfortunately, nobody is manning the chompers.
You jumped over Silas.
Ah, I knew it. Silas, it is your turn.
We can finish this one first.
Nah,
You get all dramatic there. Come on, man.
I can do it again. Silas, your turn.
Since we're having this issue with this hobgoblin right next to us, I am going to attempt to do something different. I am going to shove the creature.
Okay.
I can take one of my attacks and
You
do so.
can.
It will be a contested acrobatics or athletics, the target's choice, versus mine.
Alrighty.
So, I'm going to use inspiration.
Go for it. He is going to use athletics to resist this.
What's the button that does advantage? Is it Alt?
It should be alt. It doesn't always work.
Yeah, it's not lighting up
shift.
for me. So
Shift.
Is it shift?
shift. There we
Yeah, I
go.
thought it's shift for advantage. Alt, I thought was disadvantage. But
That's a
could be wrong.
25.
Beats his
Then he has to
21.
He is thrown to the back, I guess.
And it is how far do you shove him? Just 5 feet?
Just 5 feet.
So that
I
would
guess I
mean
could just
you-
shove him off the thing.
Shove him
since
off,
it's just 5 feet. Yeah.
Right, so he just falls to the ground off of the machine.
Okay, and I've got another attack. Because
okay.
I made a melee attack, I get a second one. There's
Sure do.
nothing there, I don't think. Though, there's nothing.
Not right next to you.
I want to confirm that there's nothing that I'm missing.
Right.
Um,
He's going to make a acrobatics check to see if he lands on his feet. He does not.
I
He
think
is
he's-
prone.
Reach
So who will
weapon.
you attack?
well, I succeeded, so he's prone. He doesn't get a save.
Oh, well, I was doing it to see because they fell, but so he's doubly
Right.
prone.
Yes. Aha! There should be a joke there, but I don't know what it could possibly be.
Looks like he doubled down.
There it is. There it is.
You had to ask, Silas.
I mean, I couldn't leave you hanging.
If it was anybody else.
No, that was absolutely crowdsourcing for puns. That's
Did someone say crowdsourcing for puns?
surfing. What? I'm done.
Okay.
So
Actually,
you should-
I'm going to step. I am going to just step a little bit closer to all of my peoples,
Okay.
and then I'm done.
All right. Eastlyn then drives forward.
I
Unfortunately,
want some drama
nobody's
here. I heard sound effects.
Is not manning the chompers.
Can I man the chompers? Can I have done that with my movement and my half action and bonus action that was left?
There's a lot of people in your way. So you were there 5,
just-
10, 15.
Oh, I have the movement, but
So she drives over Bitter Breath, most definitely. Continuing on to here, and then another 100 feet to get beyond there, as she just continues driving. The crushing wheels are going to do some significant damage, as you hear underneath this as the wheels crush over it. He's going to try and make a dexterity saving throw to roll out of the way. And let's see here. Dexterity save. He has failed with an 8. So he takes a lot of damage from the crushing wheels.
Get wrecked.
Takes.
is this like a van? Would this be van damage? I am a father. Thank you.
Jean-Claude Van Damage.
Come here.
Don Club and
40,
damaged.
10.
really grinding
So
to a
I'm
halt
going to say
here.
that he was prone after having been knocked from the front of this. Actually, I'll go ahead and give him a belated dexterity save to see if he made it. Nope, he did not. He landed prone right on his butt. So that means he not only takes 8d10 bludgeoning damage from this. Wow.
And that's
Oh my
divine
God.
damage.
Holy crap. That was a lot of damage. So he just took 63 points of bludgeoning damage from being crushed under the wheels of this thing as it just rolls over him. And that is Eastlyn's turn. Jax.
So I don't know if this is how obviously 5e works, but so I'm now completely out of range of it, or does this all happen within 6 seconds?
He has moved, so 200 feet as you have moved, so you are a little less than 200 feet away from him.
So I can't do anything. It's just really weird how the system works. So I'm sitting there. Have you not seen the latest video for?
Yeah, I love that
when
one.
they're like, okay, well, they're now 200 feet away. So within 6 seconds, they've gone 200 feet, and I've just stood there.
No, you have to think of it, you have to conceptualize it all happening at once. So essentially, this was all going down while you were putting out the fire. It is now your turn. You look up to see that the Eastlyn has driven the infernal machine. You have gone past where this large maw is writhing and slithering around. You gather that you would have had trouble outrunning the smaller of the infernal machines, the one that was knocked off, that one that the hobgoblin was pulled off of by Zilmira, but the rest of them do not appear to be able to keep up with you as they try.
Is Bitter Breath dead?
He is not dead.
I just hold my action. If anyone comes within range.
Okay. John, is he still on the map then?
So
Yeah.
I suppose that would be helpful. Let's see.
So we moved 100. Is that it?
You move 200. Eastlyn used her action to make the dash.
So he's on the ground 200 feet away.
A little less than 200 because he was in front of you, so we'll say he's about there.
Is Islin like getting us out the hell out of there? Is that the
Yeah,
idea?
she's continuing to drive. Unless you want her to do something else.
No.
Nope, that sounds good.
All right, so she's just blasting on through. And unless anybody has anything else they want to do, I'm going to say that this combat is over as you have managed to go past and get using your various
I want to
abilities.
stay near the giant worm with fangs into the
welcome
ground.
to.
Me
Can I fire a few more shots at Bitter Breath as we leave, just to see if I can take
Go
him
ahead
down?
and
He's
roll,
almost
go ahead and
Bitter
roll,
Breath.
go ahead and roll 3d20 just to see.
3. All right.
All right, who took the most?
Wait, can I
damage
give him?
again?
Can I give him inspiration?
Sure,
Can
we'll
I give
say
him
for the
inspiration?
last one, you're able.
The last one?
You see him shooting, phew, phew, and then as just at the very distance, phew, give him inspiration. 12 plus what?
That's not 12 is the roll, so that's not going to hit, I assume.
Right. So then
That's the
also
first
some
one.
disadvantage since he's prone. The second one he would have stood up, so it's not a
Oh,
disadvantage.
well then the second shot would be 23 then. Or no, I'm just kidding. Yeah. No, I got you. Ignore me. The second shot is a 23.
So the 12 misses. So now you're
The 12
second
misses.
shot.
Yeah, is a 23.
Oh, wait, no, but the 12 is the
12 is what you rolled at disadvantage. So now we need another shot. So this is the next shot.
Okay, so the first 2 rolls were the first shot. Okay.
Right.
Is the second shot at disadvantage?
No, he has stood up.
I see. Okay, now we're on the same page.
28's a hit. 11 points of damage.
Plus 4. 15.
By the time you get to the third one, he has climbed back aboard his machine and has some cover.
All right,
roll
this is
your
third shot.
An advantage.
Is it an advantage?
not an advantage.
Well, I thought
but
that
it's
said
bardic
you gave
inspiration.
inspiration.
You
Yeah.
don't get inspiration.
My
Yeah,
bardic inspiration.
Bardic. Apologies.
25, however, is going to be a hit without it. So roll your damage.
All right.
You can add that to damage room.
Now roll a d10.
So then if I can add it to damage, then it well, okay, so it's 11
Mine,
15, another
mine is a
15, so
d10.
I rolled a d10 prior to rolling my damage. It was a 3.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it's 2 15s from both of those. 30, another 30 points total.
Got it. It's hard to see in the wake of your dust. You're pretty sure you hit with at least a couple of those, but you don't think you killed him.
Okay.
And away you drive into the distance, leaving behind whatever this thing was, nobody having even gotten close enough. And actually, Zelmira, as you look back, you do see a as the as the small motorcycle-sized one did get close enough to one of the tentacles, which reached
Looks
out,
like
grabbed it, and
his
crushed
day
it. Flames reach into the sky.
went up in
So we
smoke.
didn't kill Bitter Breath, which means once again we're leaving more friends in our wake. We make friends
I
everywhere we
imagine-
go.
Oh yeah.
That Zelmira is standing behind
Popular kids in hell.
Duh, Conscript Group 13. Is that our number?
14. It's 14. It's fine.
Conscript Group 14.
It's all right. You know, if you want to
But
be
I
a part of the
imagine-
team, you
but-
might want to learn the name.
That
No. Technically, we're Omega.
We're the
now.
snot goblins, so
Yeah, Snot Goblins!
But Zelmira, like, she hears the explosion, she turns around and she just has like a Breakfast Club moment where she's like,
and she freezes.
Fist in the air. I love it.
Very cool.
DM, looking around the war machine, who is looking the worst for the wear?
You look over, you see Zelmira has a huge scratch going down the side of her face where Bitter Breath stuck her with his large fork.
Zelmira or
him.
Not
Eastland.
Zelmira. Eastland is still quite wounded.
I'm just buzzed
Received
off.
any healing, all she's gotten is
she's fine.
He's fine. Typhon will take care of her.
she's gotten the 1d10 temporary hit points. She's okay.
which has not healed her.
No, you're right.
I will use a. I will
Well,
use
hold
a-
on. So,
Oh, okay, all right.
Oh well, that's just the most pathetic roll in the history of rolls. So she can have 10. So the celestial, before I release it reaches down and touches her just lightly on the forehead and heals her for 10 HP.
Is that 10 temporary hit points, or is that 10?
So once per day, it can go ahead and give 2d8 hit points plus the spell's level. I rolled, unfortunately, a 4 and a 1 for those 2d8s.
All right, well, she will take it. The celestial then turns to the rest of you. It has slightly Leonin features, and is wearing armor that is both solid looking, but you also see it seems to be made out of shimmering light, and it has by its side a large mace. It looks at you all and sort of, you do good work here.
Thank you for aiding us.
Turns and looks defiantly into the wind as its mane blows as the machine continues. As the machine continues to drive, as it is around for another hour. Correct?
Yeah, it's concentration up to an hour. So,
Yep.
I will have it stay with us until such a time as it must needs go, or Sean attacks us.
Does it have to stay? Does it have to stay near you where you summoned it? Can it just go give him hell?
I do believe it does. It can't. That's a good question.
Okay, technically, the
It's a
creature's an
5th level
ally to
spell,
me.
so
Yeah.
So the creature is an ally to me and my companions. In combat, it shares my initiative count, but it takes its turn immediately after mine. Obeys verbal commands. If you don't issue any, it takes a dodge action and uses its move to avoid danger. But there's no it must remain within.
But you have to give it a command per turn.
Oh, can't you say go kill bated breath? What is it?
Kill Arkhan.
Kill.
Bitter breath. Slip it some
Bitter
deadly
breath
nightshade.
kill.
Yeah, but there isn't a it's got to stay within a certain proximity or anything
Just
like
thinking.
that.
I was just thinking.
But
I
It
liked
sure
it.
doesn't say anything about it having to say in a. I can't think.
so if you want, I can.
Okay, it obeys your verbal commands, but you have
Yeah.
to do that on each turn. That is a thing. So, if you don't, and it's a verbal command, so we would have to be able to
Well,
hear
now it doesn't say that I have to do it each turn. It says it obeys your verbal commands. No action required by you. If you don't issue any, it takes the dodge action.
Right. So, you could have it hop off, and then it would just take the dodge action and avoid
Yeah.
taking damage until an hour went by.
Yeah, but
Or
that
it can
seems
stay
lame.
with you
So, yeah,
and protect you from anything else that might come up.
and that's
So-
that's the thing we're doing. Yeah.
We can't just dispatch a celestial assassin. We can't just.
I wouldn't think of it that way, but no.
Apparently, Sean doesn't want us to.
I'm just
Maybe he's trying to protect us from
Beans.
ourselves. Maybe he's trying to make sure we have an ally for the next hour.
That's fair. That's fair.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean, it's unlikely, but what happens as we drive off?
There we go.
large plume of dust forms behind you, and you continue along. The hours go by,
can we short rest?
and it is one person can short rest, or one small person and one medium person can short rest if they go into the actual stowage of the infernal machine.
I'm good without a rest.
The rest of you scanning the horizon in this incredibly dangerous environment. No, you cannot take a short rest.
All right. So then,
Oh,
Jack
Yes.
should, because he was hurt pretty bad.
All right, so Jax goes into the hole. You may take a short rest, Jax.
then I'll go ahead and you said the hours go by. So after the first hour, I dismiss, or the angel is released, and then I'm going to do a prayer of healing.
For Celestia.
Okay.
Thanks. Yeah.
And
You
as
nice.
you travel along, you see the mountains to your north get closer and closer and closer, and then widen out to a large plain. And looming up far in the distance, you see a something.
A thing.
Bet you would like to know what something you see.
Thingy.
As the mountain range draws nearer, you can see a rounded yellow object just out of sight, or just within sight, I should say, jutting out near its base. At first you think it's a boulder or a large peak made of some sort of different type of rock, but as more details become clear, you realize that the sheer size of this thing misled you. Not a boulder, but a colossal dragon's skull leans against the mountainside, surrounded by bones the size of houses. Amanazru appears. Stop. Stop the machine. Eastland does stop the machine.
As the machine dwindles, so my prayer of healing goes off, and it's 26 healing. But who?
I'll take it.
So Jax will take it. Yeastlin will also take one. Rim.
Yeah.
I don't need it.
All right, and then Silas.
As long as it doesn't take anyone else's slot, Silas will take it.
Zelmira.
Eastland
You need healing. I mean, it's up to 6.
I'm only like 10 points down, so if someone else needs it more than me, but I'll take it if it's just going to go to waste.
Right?
We're only
It's
at
just gonna
4,
go to
so
waste.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh,
So
dope.
is it-
Yeah, I'll take it.
Take it. Okay, cool.
Easton will also take it.
Lovely. And then Falcon will take the last. So
Alrighty. Cool.
away.
Very good.
Everyone
Thank you,
heal.
Falcon. You're very nice.
Amanazro looks, and you can turn around, you can see he's visibly agitated. He says, "This is the closest I have been to her in centuries."
You have an ideal place where we can leave the machine and approach.
Anywhere around here that you can find. Any closer, and the sight of the dust and the sound will alert them. We should rest, wait for the wizard to return,
Indeed.
and prepare.
Amanazra, do you serve Tiamat?
I did. I do still in my own
Your heart?
way. Please. In my own way. I have been this for a very long time. And I am so much weaker. She would not want my aid in my current state. Although over the decades and centuries I have brokered and bartered, made deals, plans, earned favors, many of which I have expended upon your behalf, so that you could all be here now. I remind you of our arrangement. When Arkhan lies dead, you will give me the credit.
Do you wish to serve Tiamat again?
Yes. Yes. It was the most fulfilling purpose I've ever known. Being a part of something greater, a magnificent creature that rose from, well, became so much more. The literal birth of a deity. It was beautiful, terrifying, and fulfilling in ways you cannot imagine. I would have that again.
I know what it is to seek out something grander than myself. So in a way, I find I understand this longing you have.
Perhaps in your way you do. Multiply it by a few centuries.
You're hoping I get that much time.
The book flips open and Typhon...
I imagine we all just stare at him with our arms
No,
folded.
I rush towards him to catch him and hold him steady.
Selmira's like,
And
where's the
hold
tiny
him.
hut?
Steady.
And if needed, elbow Islin aside. No, I'm kidding.
Well, I had a ready
Push
action.
Islin
Faster
off.
than her.
I've been having my ready action for the last couple of hours, so I.
You just shoot him.
Kill Typhon?
You'll never step out on us again.
Sorry. My apologies. The time... It slipped away from me.
Knowing you, I
miss anything?
trust it was well spent.
Oh, it was. Quite.
You didn't miss much.
Why are we pronouncing
I
our
really
S's?
must thank you, Islin. This is a tremendous gift.
Did Peter hop on stream?
Is it Peter?
Jax,
Is it Sean? Which one's the real DM?
Who is it? I don't know. What's the truth?
With
Typhon's
Who
actually
can it
a
be
very
now?
difficult battle looming close at hand. You all look at each other, check your weapons, make sure your spells are ready, and that is where we will pick up when we return in a week.
That's right. Let's do this, Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins! Man, it's been a long time since I got some peak Leroy Jenkins content. And that's what you can expect here at Lawful Stupid RPG.
Oh man!
We give that for free.
Worst plug ever.
Jenkins!